Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Benjamin, and for those of you who know me, I'm the Buffett investor. Right, and so in today's episode, I thought I would like to touch on the topic, I've seen it going on around, is that how do I actually own, multiple properties? And then of course there's always the claimer that, you can own all these properties without no cash or no money down and things like that. So I thought I actually want to create this video just to clarify, what I've actually went to, discovered and search also, right, from doing due diligence and things like that. And I thought that would be very good and powerful to share with everyone on this topic, right? So of course, digging into, when I went to Google and to find out, from the, what is it actually inside this, all these kind of schemes. And I think it's very important that, yes, I know when something sounds good to be true, I think we better do our own due diligence. Definitely when you're doing this kind of no money down properties, essentially what you're doing is that, of course, we are actually trying to leverage, there'll be definitely leverage in that, so you have to use all this like LTV and all these kind of things, right? So you can take 80% loan from the banks, typically you could also get it from UOB, things like that. And of course for the 20% down payment, the cash, that's where we actually come together. Either you can actually look for, in this case, we're actually looking for either friends, relatives, or cash investors, right? You can always partner with people, right? Of course, you have to create a company, and then after that, there will be some kind of agreement that how you want to split the money after that. Typically, it's actually by looking for, there can be some partnerships in terms of, it could be across, industrial properties, or it could be even in terms of nowadays, there's always the concept of co-living. So you can also rent a condominium or private property, and then you sublet out again. So of course, depends on how you actually draft the agreement. You and a few other cash investors or people, can come together. So either one person will actually be taking the loan, another in terms of the cash, of course another person, to do the, in this case, to put in the physical effort, right? Because end of the day, these whole schemes involve, physical efforts to go and search for the properties. You also need to sweat it out. You need to go and do up the property, right? Be it you have to pay extra money to renovate the property, as well as also you might need to go and manage all the tenants. And for all of you, I know if you're already managing a few tenants using your condominiums, you can imagine if you need to manage like, 20, 30, 40, or even more than that, more tenants, and imagine the kind of efforts that you'll be actually doing. In fact, you're going to be a full-time landlord, okay? To put it simply, you are now working as a full-time landlord. Of course, so going back to the no money down, I think it's very clear cut, because basically when you're coming together as an agreement, either you can choose to put in the physical efforts, or you can either take on the loan, and then of course someone else can be the cash investor, and that's basically how you can actually get a property, only industrial property with no cash down, essentially, right? But of course, I also stress a lot for people to go do a due diligence, do your homework. For private properties like condominium, generally speaking in Singapore, I feel more assured because I've done, looking across most of the private condominiums, they actually tend to appreciate over time. Of course, having said that, not every condominium will definitely make money, because those who, just drawing back to a case study, those who actually bought condos and private properties back then during the 1997, the very high peak period, just before the bust, some of them, I think they actually lost money because they bought the properties when at a very high peak, and then after that the properties didn't manage to climb back up. So in fact, some of them, they actually made a loss on their condominiums, on their private properties. So it's very essential so to make sure that in this case, property, the timing as well is quite important, that you don't buy the properties when it's at a peak time, right? But however, if you look at the price index, the trends for industrial properties and things like that, you notice that in fact they've been losing money, it's been actually depreciating, and that's, I think, the problem with this whole thing also, is that yes, you can be earning cash flow, so because month on month, and that's also provided you actually manage to get tenants every month, then you can actually secure the rental income. But having said that, in terms of the capital appreciation, you may be actually getting very little or even negative sometimes when it comes to industrial properties. Please do your due diligence on that. It's very important. And also just imagine you're holding on to a loan, 80% loan leverage, as what Warren Buffett mentioned a lot of times. Okay, if I'm going to take that kind of 80% loan leverage, right, I want to make sure that at least the property is going to appreciate. But if it's going to be like negative, and based on past data that actually shows to be the case, I'm actually going to be very worried about that, for putting my money, taking a very huge loan, or even have to, put myself through that kind of the hassle, right? So I think it's very important to look at that. And always remember, when you're doing such schemes and agreements, with your cash partners, investors, things like that, always remember, unlike REITs is real estate investment trust. Those are very highly regulated by the government. Okay, REITs is actually also in the form of, in terms of Singapore government, they regulate it a lot. So you can't really go I would say there's avenues for you to have some readdress stress as well if there's any problems with any issues with the REITs. But however, if you do in such schemes, chances are if there's any disagreement, pretty much you're just left on your own, or you need to go and seek your own lawyer, to address the issue with your other cash investors and things like that. So it's not regulated, things like that. And of course, if you want to get out of the partnership halfway through, there's also going to be some issues, right? Someone else have to buy over your share and things like that. So there's a lot of these things, considerations that I hope that everyone can take note today. If you like this video, do like and also comment below. Do share my video, and of course hit the subscribe button and hit also on the bell notification button to get constant updates. I'll see you soon.